Su-57 versus F-35. Who wins? It is undoubtedly true that the Su-57 is a capable aircraft with shallow observability characteristics, bigger engines, higher payload, and even crazy mobility. The distinctive feature of the fused wing and body Generation 5 jet is the radar array distributed all around the aircraft, allowing it to literally look in all directions feasible. In November 2018, chief designer and director of the Sukhoi Design Bureau, Mikhail Strelets, asserted that the Su-57 could completely fulfill air-to-air and air-to-ground operations, unlike the F-22 and F-35, which were intended for a single function. The F-22 was generally found incapable of carrying heavier air-to-ground weapons in its internal bays, once the Americans discovered the restrictions imposed by a strictly air superiority/air dominance fighter. Strelets then pointed to the coincidence that the total of 22 and 35 being 57, asserting that they specifically didn't choose the number designation for their plane. Then in January 2021, famous test pilot Magam Tolboyev stated the Su-57 could easily beat the F-35 in a dogfight because of its great supermaneuverability, of which the F-35 is simply incapable. But Tolboyev conceded that the F-35 possessed the electronic might. He stated electronic warfare might be hampered by things like solar flares and how the period of dogfights is a passé. Tolboyev could have been alluding to the huge computer, sensor fusion, sensor data processing, and data networking capabilities of the F-35, plus the entire element of pure stealth. In a prior discussion with Eurasian Times, Billy Flynn, an F-35 test pilot, described it as a data-gathering spacecraft with 8.6 million lines of software code. American techno-military doctrine, in general, and Flynn in particular, believe this is the largest game changer that allows the individual pilot to make the best educated tactical choice, notably while operating with other allied F-35s. It is the capability to mesh all the data and sensors to provide the pilot a streamlined, prioritized presentation of knowledge of the battle space. No data or information, but awareness of what is out there in the battle space, Flynn added. The emphasis on the phrase indicates a definite, recognizable image of the battlefield they do not have to sit and examine. Its total invisibility, paired with strong radar, sensors, and devastating EW capabilities, also would allow it to break the attrition cat and mouse game. The F-35 can identify the opponent first, shoot first, turn around, and speed away, Flynn reveals. Flynn adds that the Ukraine war was perfectly suited for the environment for which the F-35 was intended. According to an IAF aviation specialist who did not wish to be mentioned, the Su-57 has 6 radars placed all around its airframe, in place of the Distributed Aperture System, DAS, carried by the F-35. This technology was pioneered on the Su-35 Flanker E-Gen 4++ fighters that entered service in 2014, where the jet's nose featured the Irbis-E electronic-cum-mechanical scanning radar. But the 2 in 036 V1 to 01 active electronically scanned array AESA. L-band radar sensors on the wing's leading edges boost the Su-35's long-range detection capacity. Adopted onto the Su-57, the 6 radars placed across its fuselage allow it to track 60 objects simultaneously from its back and flanks and work in multiple wavelengths to identify stealth aircraft. It also carries the K-77 M200-kilometer range beyond visual range, VVR, missile, one of the few in the world to carry an AESA seeker. Signals its transceivers receive are digitally processed, allowing the K-77M to instantly respond to sharp and fast-moving targets and retain a high hit probability. Whichever jet prevails, a simple tactical triumph in the air will mean nothing without total political and strategic success.